seems like everywhere you turn, people are talking about mobile in general. And we even reached out, as I said, to Sara's company to develop a mobile presence as part of our websites for Hospitality Democracy. And you'll see a mobile presence. If you picked up your phone and went to smoke-shack.com or ajbombers.com, you'd see they've built a mobile presence for us. But I think the hardest part is mobile seems to be in the air all the time, Sara, right? I mean, the first time I ever heard you speak 2 years ago, over 2 years ago now, at Ungeeked in Milwaukee, and even then you had convinced me, oh my God, I got to get out there and make sure to convert everything mobile. And it took 18 months for me to get it done. What can people actually do to take small steps to get this done? And maybe talk a little bit about sort of the state of mobile and how people flail and try and fail in their attempts to do this.
Joe, I think right now a lot of folks are just kind of jumping in and realizing that mobile is becoming increasingly more important. They are starting to see some of their web traffic, a significant portion of it coming from mobile devices and tablets and so on. And so the question I get most often is, how can I do this cheap and fast? And the problem with that, Joe, is that anything that you're going to do cheap and fast is probably going to be of cheap and fast value, okay? It doesn't have to cost a whole lot of money necessarily, but there has to be some thought and time invested in it, just like anything else you would do. You wouldn't put out, a crappy website. You wouldn't, put out crappy podcasts, right? But you're willing to just, what can I get for $10, right? What can I slap up quickly? The problem with that is they wind up overlooking their user's experience or how frustrating things are, load times and whatnot. So while I recommend to people to take advantage of mobile themes and mobile plugins, depending on what kind of platform they may be using for their site, WordPress obviously has a huge user base, obviously, and they have great plugins, not just for mobile, but also for some responsive design techniques. So those types of things can be very inexpensive, but you got to think it through, because if you've got a really complex site with deep navigation and you think that putting a simple theme switcher on it is going to work, it's not going to work. It's going to piss everybody off.